We're talking Indiana recruiting because this weekend is setting up to be the biggest recruiting weekend in Hoosier history. The number 2 ranked Indiana Hoosiers welcome Wisconsin to Bloomington, and they are packing the stadium with fans. Steve, and also there's going to be a ton of recruits. Who are you expecting to visit this weekend?
Well, talking to some Indiana staffers this week, they are talking to their ticket office, asking for more and more tickets. This is lining up to be the biggest recruiting weekend in Indiana history, at least in my time covering recruiting in over 20 years. They want to come see the show. They got the number 1 scoring offense in the country, Josh, the number 2 scoring defense in America. This is a complete football team steamrolling everybody, and they want to leave no doubt against the Badgers on Saturday, against some of the nation's best. Safety is a need for Indiana as they close out this class. A prospect that they're excited about, former UCLA commit Torey Davis from Boulder Fairview. He impacts the game in all 3 facets on the prep level. He's taking an official visit this weekend. He's been building a relationship with Ola Adams. Talked to him about Indiana. He's excited about getting on campus, the standard of play there, all catching his eye. Indiana's going to have a bunch of their commits back on campus around Torey Davis, so he'll get a chance to see how he fits in with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
He would be another excellent addition to a class full of future difference makers for the Hoosiers as they compete for college football playoffs for years to come.
All right. So we're going to see wide receiver Manshawn Sales on campus this weekend. One of the elite prospects at his position in the entire 2027 class. He kind of represents to me where Indiana is in recruiting. One, just the fact that he's in the conversation making multiple visits shows that recruits are starting to buy in, but Sales is from the state of Indiana. Do you see this not as a must-win recruitment, but, I mean, if Indiana's really rolling and they get it going on the recruiting trail, shouldn't they be able to land an in-state prospect like a Manshawn Sales? Football fans, whether you're cheering on South Carolina Gamecocks or the Texas A&M Aggies on Saturday, November 15th, make sure to drop by the Whataburger food truck during your tailgate. Get ready to bring home the W early with a hot, fresh Whataburger in hand. And no matter who comes out on top, when you take your team to Whataburger, you know you'll feel like a winner with food made fresh and hot every time, 24/7. We'll see you at the game, and we'll see you at Whataburger.
Well, Manshawn Sales, you're recruiting against Alabama,
Yeah.
Ohio State, Notre Dame, other terrific schools that have great things that they can boast and showcase on the trail as well. And Indiana is winning at a high clip and competing at a high level and going on the road and winning at Oregon, getting guys that are right for them. Recruiting is not about who you don't get, it's about who you get. But one thing about Manshawn Sales in Indiana is that he is locked in on this season. This will be his second game visit this weekend after attending a game in September. I talked to him after Indiana beat Oregon on the road. He said it shows them that they can play on that stage. They can win those games. That's important to him in his process. You saw the game-winning catch last week by Omar Cooper in the back of the end zone in Happy Valley, same high school as Manshawn Sales. So he's got great familiarity with players on the team up at IU. Sees a program competing in all the games that he wants to play in on the next level. But he's going through his process. Indiana is a program that's going to remain in the forefront of this recruitment for Manshawn Sales, but it's going to be a battle. But for Indiana, I don't think they change the way that they go about recruiting moving forward. They're going to continue to look for the guys that fit their culture, fit their scheme, a lot of guys with developmental upside. This type of season may allow them to win 2 or 3 of those recruiting battles for those caliber of guys that they didn't maybe win in the last cycle. And that adds up to 8 to 12 players over the course of 4 years of recruiting. It's also going to really impact them in the transfer portal. You see how quickly transfer portal guys are able to make an impact for Indiana, obviously at the quarterback position, but at other positions. Indiana is going to be a major factor in the transfer portal to fill the needs that they may have coming out of the season. But this is the type of weekend where they can really get ahead in 2027. Added a couple more in-state visitors for this weekend this morning. Brandon Sharp from Brownsburg High, a dynamic receiver. Mason Oglesby, a tight end from New Palestine. It's his 3rd game on campus, Sharp's 2nd. They both attended the win over Illinois. Some other prominent names. I've never seen this many Rivals 300 recruits at Indiana at one time. And certainly some of those guys are committed. Henry Ollinger, Cameron McCaney, linebacker, defensive lineman. Those guys are committed to Indiana, returning. We talked about Sales coming back to campus. You have Ace Austin, one of the most coveted corners in the country from Cincinnati Anderson. He's visiting this weekend. His 4-star teammate, Antoine Higgins. Reynaldo Perez from Columbus, Ohio, is a top 100 player in the Rivals 300. Ohio State, USC, some of the schools they'll be battling him for. Mason McDermott from Noblesville, Indiana, 4-star offensive tackle that Indiana's hosted a couple times. And he also attended Iowa. He was in Iowa when Indiana went on the road and beat the Hawkeyes there. Hunter Mallinger from Wisconsin's a Rivals 300 offensive lineman they're on. Kyle Kuhn from Kansas City, another offensive lineman that's ranked in the Rivals 300. Tristan Hughes, a safety from Ohio, committed to Syracuse. So this visit list is loaded. Asher Giotto, top 10 player in 2028, coming to campus. Our number 2 edge, his teammate Xander Edwards, a prolific running back. So it's star-studded inside Memorial Stadium for Indiana, Wisconsin. It's the home finale, and if Curt Cignetti, Mike Shanahan, Coach Haynes and company have it their way, they'll win this game 66-0.
What an exciting time in Bloomington. Indiana fans, let us know. Are you going to be in the stands? I want to hear from the fans in the stands how you feeling about this weekend's game, how you feeling about the season, and how you feeling about recruiting. Put it in the comment section below if you're a fan in the stands.